Hello, I'm Bailey Leisure, and today I will be giving my predictions and my preview for the upcoming Super Bowl 54 that will be taking place this Sunday. So to be giving a preview on the teams, first off, the team in the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers. This team was 13-3, the best record in the NFC. They were the number one seed. It's really huge that the 49ers are in the Super Bowl, considering the last couple years after the start of the 2010s, considering they went to 3 consecutive NFC Championship games. And then they were kind of either mediocre or bad for a couple years. Last year they were 4-12. I think this is the best turnaround in this decade. Like I said, started off 4-12. Jimmy Garoppolo has had a really great season as a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers after tearing his ACL, ironically against the Kansas City Chiefs last year in a Week 3 matchup. He's had a really good season, but I think this postseason run has been because of that defense led by guys like Nick Bosa, Richard Sherman, Quan Alexander, a lot of great defensive players, and that great running game between Raheem Mostert and Tevin Coleman. They beat the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC divisional round and defeated the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship game. This is the 7th Super Bowl appearance for the San Francisco 49ers. They're looking to win their 6th Super Bowl, which would have a tie between them, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the New England Patriots. The last time they were in the Super Bowl was Super Bowl, I believe it was 47, between them and the Baltimore Ravens, in which they lost their first Super Bowl in franchise history. So they're looking to redeem themselves. It's really amazing that Jimmy Garoppolo has only thrown, I believe, 15 passes in the playoffs so far, but it hasn't mattered because of his team around him. Led by that running game and that great defense, Kyle Shanahan is looking to redeem himself, considering the last time he was in a Super Bowl was as the offensive coordinator. What Super Bowl was it? Super Bowl 51 was when he was the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, and they blew that 28-3 lead against the New England Patriots. So 49ers trying to their quest for 6 and also a quest for Kyle Shanahan to redeem himself. And then the team they're facing, the Kansas City Chiefs, who were 12-4 this season, the regular season. They were the 2nd seed in the AFC side of the playoffs. They were led by the great Patrick Mahomes, who missed a couple games earlier this year, but had he played all 16 games, there's a huge argument that he's possibly a back-to-back MVP. I mean, he's been that good. This is their first Super Bowl in 50 years. Their last Super Bowl was Super Bowl 4 when they beat the Minnesota Vikings to win their first and only Super Bowl. This is their 3rd Super Bowl in franchise history as well. Andy Reid, legendary coach. He's been in the NFL the last 20 years. He's won so many games. This is his first Super Bowl in 15 years. The last time he was in the Super Bowl was as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 39, where he lost to the New England Patriots. They beat the Houston Texans, coming back from a 24-0 deficit in that game to win that game, and then they defeated the Tennessee Titans in the AFC Championship game, a game in which I think were trailing at 2 points in that game by 10 points, but Patrick Mahomes was able to lead the way. I mean, that high-powered offense is the big factor in this game. If the Chiefs want to win this game, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins. I mean, even Damian Williams is more of a passing running back, but he still brings a great element for that team. So keys in this game for both teams to win this game, starting off with the San Francisco 49ers. I think it's going to be the running game. That's been able to control the clock in a lot of these games. It's really a big factor for them. I mean, the way Raheem Mostert just ran in that NFC Championship game. They are going to get Tevin Coleman back, so that's going to be a big factor in this game. Is I think, can the Kansas City Chiefs control both those running backs, and that's going to be very difficult. The 49ers not getting in a shootout with the Kansas City Chiefs. If this game comes down to Jimmy Garoppolo out-dueling Patrick Mahomes, not saying Garoppolo can't do that, but Mahomes is just a different level of quarterback that they're facing in this game, and I think that's gonna cause a lot of problems for the San Francisco 49ers, not just the defense, but the whole team in general. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, I feel like he's not going to have to be able to do that much, but if they take away their running game, he's going to have to go to his weapons in Greg Kittle and Deebo Samuel and Emmanuel Sanders. So I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have to throw a lot more in this game, honestly. So keys for the Kansas City Chiefs, I think the biggest factor will be stopping the running game, which is the thing that runs the 49ers offense right now. Now, it's possible they can do this because we look at where they went into in that AFC Championship game where you had Derrick Henry, who just looked unstoppable. The Chiefs kept him in check. I mean, he got a couple touchdowns in that game, but he only ran for like 70 yards rushing. And if you're able to do that against Raheem Mostert and Tevin Coleman, I think they can win this game. I think another factor will be protecting Patrick Mahomes. I think that's the biggest factor in this game against that, vaunted defensive line for the San Francisco 49ers. And then I think the biggest thing now, the 49ers don't really have a, huge weakness on their defense. But if there's something that's a little bit questionable is that secondary for the 49ers and the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs have receivers that can attack that in Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins and Travis Kelce. I mean, if those receivers put up big numbers in this game, the Chiefs, I think, will be winning this game, and Patrick Mahomes is going to be putting up huge numbers. So, my prediction for who will win this game kind of reminds me on paper going into this game, the Super Bowl 49. And the reason I say that is because it's similar how that game went in before the game was actually played, where you had the Denver Broncos who had the best offense in the NFL. Now, I don't think the Chiefs have that necessarily, but they have a very high-powered offense. While the 49ers, you have a very great defense, possibly the best defense in all of the NFL, And in that Super Bowl, that was my first Super Bowl prediction I ever did, and I went with offense. In recent years, the team that has the better defense is able to win the game for the most part. We've seen that with teams like the Seahawks, the Denver Broncos a couple years later against the Carolina Panthers. And, this game's so close on paper, and I think this will be a great game. I'm not going to make that same mistake again. This game can go either way, but I think defense is going to win this game. And if I have to pick who has the best defense going into this game, it's the San Francisco 49ers. I think this game will have a lot more points scored than last year's Super Bowl, but I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers to win this game. I'm going to say 24-21. I think it's a field goal game, and I think it will be a close game, but I'm going to take the 49ers to win this game. So who do you think will win the Super Bowl, and what are your predictions for this game? Leave in the comments section below. If you want to see my previous Super Bowl predictions, those descriptions and the links to those videos will be in the description below, so check that out. As always, follow me on Twitter @Laser96 and click like if you like the video. So thanks everybody for watching. Have a great Super Bowl weekend. Hope everybody has a good, fun, and safe time this weekend, and I will see you all later.